what time?
Listen, it's the reaction. 4-0 loss. Let's get into it, guys. Evening, all. Flip's sake. 4-0 loss. I have to say, listen, I wasn't expecting that. We kind of shot ourselves in the foot, I think. With a couple of the goals. We started off solid. But first and foremost, anyway, let me introduce the guys. We've got our man, Gumza. How you doing, bro? How you been? You good?
I'm all right. I'm good. Cheers. I'm probably more positive than most.
Yeah, no, I'm really positive.
No, all good. What are you saying, Gunner King? You good still? What's that?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Like, look, obviously there are 3 teams in England that are just above everyone else. Liverpool, Chelsea, or cut above. You know, we need lessons like that, like this team. So they got to come for these young players to develop. So look, all in all, looking at the league table, we're still 5th. Looking at where we were in the league table this time last year, we weren't 5th. We were on an 8-game run. After winning against United in October. If anyone remembers, that was terrible. Yeah, that was the lowest point in a long time. So I'm looking back on then and where we are a year later. Water for ducks back. Yeah. Especially after seeing what happened in a certain other game today. Ollie's at the wheel. Ollie's at the wheel.
Long may that continue. I tell you. Listen. Obviously, I ain't finished the intros. Obviously, I've got Lex with me here today, man. We watched the game together.
Yeah, we did.
I had to try and
individual mistakes,
but it's good to have you here, bro. It's
good. To do this. It's good to be first match reaction. It's a shame. It's a bit of a sour one, but like Gunner.
Yeah, you ain't coming again.
And I'm cut out. As long as we're not playing Liverpool.
Yeah, flip's sake. So
that's it.
Man. So listen, first 30-odd minutes and everything. I thought things were okay in my opinion. There was that they did crank it up a bit after, and it all kind of ensued when Arteta and Klopp kind of had their little feud and everything. That kind of ignited the crowd, seems to brought everyone to life, and I think, mate, we kind of that's one thing we want to do really is when you're playing at Anfield is silence the crowd. Yeah, keep them silent, let them know that they're in a game, and just just humble and everything. You do not need to give them any kind of.
I thought it was going to go our way after that.
Yeah, but the thing is that the crowd was up, and when the crowd's up at Anfield, it's under the lights.
Yeah.
We've seen many times on European nights, etc. It kind of it gives the players that little bit more of a lift, and I think we kind of like played into that. But hey, listen, tempers and emotion.
I was going to say on that note, because I just watched Klopp's interview. That moment when Arteta and Klopp went at it, I actually think that was the beginning of the end of that game, because the crowd, like, that emboldened the crowd.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
because you don't want that at Anfield. Because what we was doing was fine.
Yeah.
Everything before that was fine. The crowd weren't up. They were kind of, they were starting actually to get a little bit on their back. Fair enough. They've started to kind of turn it up a bit, but we was weathering it. And then,
that changed it.
Gums, I mean, what was your feelings on that? Do you think that was when that was the catalyst of change, so to speak?
That was definitely the catalyst. Like, as you said, when you go to them games, first thing you want to do is silence the crowd.
Yeah.
I think we've done that pretty well. Yes, Ramsdale made maybe 1 or 2 saves before they scored. But however, you expect Liverpool are going to create something. So I think we started off pretty well. I like the fact we was quite bold in how we lined up and how we went through. We didn't just sit into a shape and invite them on. We actively pushed on. Do you know what I mean? Saka was playing literally up on Van Dijk. Tomiyasu was then playing on Tsimikas, however you say his name. No, that's the one, Tsimikas. Yeah, so you can see we had a game plan.
Yeah.
And for, I would say, 55 minutes, we did all right. Like, regardless of the goal, again, that was the first goal was a set piece. So from the coaching aspect, for me, you take the 60 minutes and you learn from that. After that, again, we could have said, right, hold it at 2-0. We still try to be expansive, but it's learning. Like, because everyone knows, coming into the season, to be fair, we weren't even considered top 4 coming into the season. Do you know what I mean? We was in that pile 8th, 9th, whatever. Do you know what I mean? We're getting compared to the Villas and those guys.
People wouldn't even finish in the top half.
That's what I mean. So I know banter's banter, but again, when you looked at the squad going this season, we would probably say 6th was a good finish for us, and a couple of cup runs. So we're progressing. As Gunnar King said, we're far off the top 3. But again, you take 60 minutes out of that. You cut out the mistake from the free kick, because again, I think our line was too high.
Yeah.
And again, it's probably giving away a bit of a silly foul when Trent can deliver.
Yeah.
And you take away Tavares' mistake, 60 minutes, we held them. Do you know what I mean? Yes, they did have chances. Ramsdale was brilliant again, I must say. But again, I'm taking the positives from that.
Even with, I know, look, listen, I'm not the first to kind of, and I'm not going to criticize, Ramsdale in any way. My only question is, do you think he could have done that a little bit better on the goal?
100%, he could have done better, but I'm not going to hold it against it because there's certain things he done in that way he should have had no chance, and he kept us in it. In terms of big dogs, worst performance since City, I think the Brighton was the worst performance than that. I think Brighton was the worst performance. I saw a lot more in this game. I saw different ways of trying to play out from the back. So we tried one way, it didn't work. Then Ramsdale started taking it a bit different. Then we went long a few times. We mixed up and we got out a lot of times, which is an improvement. Yes, the final third didn't click. My biggest criticism today was just every time we got the ball past the first bit of press, it went to Smith Rowe, to Saka. Sometimes it was Tavares. Then they had nothing to hit up front. They had nothing to link with, and then we couldn't step on.
I think Aubameyang was probably a little bit isolated.
But he wasn't even showing. There's times where Smith Rowe's got it, and he's not even kind of showing to say, "Give me it and let me take the pressure off." Yeah. I also think Partey's gonna get away with murder today. I think he did very little. I think Lokonga's going to get a lot of criticism, but Lokonga took the ball under pressure countless times and got us out. And people need to stop looking at 1 or 2 mistakes. He had a mad 5 minutes, I'll be honest. From
that 5 minutes was big.
It was massive, and his head went, and you saw it, and you saw his head go. But actually, Arteta did the right thing, take him out. Whereas Tavares made a mistake, but I still feel he still had a little bit in him. But Lokonga for 45 was a lot more involved than Partey was. He was the one taking the ball off the every time he was trying to get out. He was the one getting it and moving it left or right. So we need to stop looking at the one mistake, because them things can be corrected and it will stand us in good stead going forward. We have to sometimes take your beatings. Like every team's been beat up. Do you know what I mean? We have to take it and move forward. And it's a young team. So I'm not feeling too negative. Go on, go.
King, just before you do say something, King, I just wanted to ask you this quick question. With the team and how we played, are you looking too much? I don't know. Are you looking into this to see how we now react? Do you have any fears about the mental kind of state of the team that a 4-0 can do to them?
So what I wanted to do just quickly on that train of thought of what Gums has said on like the second part of the phase, playing out of the press into the front man and then linking that with midfielders. This is why I'm saying we need a different profile of striker and we need to address that in January, because like the physicality needed to be able to play with that back to goal, hold it up, wait for those midfielders to catch up with the play, like with a quick bypass out of the press into a front man. Aubameyang, that's never been Aubameyang's strength. It's never going to be. Lacazette as well, exactly the same. It's not that they're bad strikers. It's not that I'm not happy with them. It's a case of profiles now and what we need to be able to do better in those situations. And it is a front man that you can hit. Like, okay, like worst comes to worst, I'm just going to hit the front man. You've seen how many times Edison, like can do that. It's okay. City don't have a big man to hold up the ball, but I think if we add that to what we've got, it's going to help a lot in January. In terms of your question, I don't really think the mental strength is going to be that damaged. I think, I think Tavares, maybe I'm a bit concerned because
I think Sambi more than Tavares.
But what he might look at is his head might drop. But yeah, I think maybe Sambi as well. Both of them might feel, that they'll dwell on their mistakes because for the most part of their career, everyone's been talking well of them. So this is like the first bit of adversity that they face. However, as I said, I think they will look at the whole, the sum of how they've done so far at Arsenal, and they should be very proud. And the team as well should be very proud. When is the last time that we've taken a beating like this and still, and I've come on here and I'm not overly, and I'm not putting it on for the cameras. I'm genuinely like, well, we're fifth place.
I think I would have stopped at 3-0, to be honest. I think 4 is a bit harsh.
It's a game management, a little bit better game management.
We're still
allowing it to go to 4-0.
Yeah, we're still in this top 4 race that no one said we would be in at the moment. And we got Newcastle next week, an opportunity to put that right. I don't want to sit here and say that we're going to beat them. But what I will say is that's the sort of fixture that could help, boost morale again if we get a good result there. So yeah, no, I'm not as concerned about that sort of putting players and the coach into their shell. 1 loss in 11 games. When's the last time you could say that about
perspective? Isn't it? It's perspective.
When's the last time you could say that about Arsenal Football Club? Yeah. No losses, 1 loss in 11 games. Can't remember.
In the league. So yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to give them a buy, not at all. But I guess if you're going to look at it and you say you're going to Anfield and the way Liverpool are playing, you're obviously that to get anything out of that,
I think
you got to play at your top best.
I think Liverpool were lucky with the international break. To be fair, it gave them time to regroup.
Yeah, some time to reflect
and get on that training pitch and do a few things. But hey, it's a little sobering. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little sobering. But you know what? I think we're gonna come back. We will come back. I just hope it hasn't damaged the players too much. I mean, most notably, we're talking Tavares and Lokonga. I think Tavares, he lost it. In my view, there was even more than, obviously he was at fault for one of the goals. And even after that, it kind of played on him.
Yeah, I think that was it.
He kept giving the ball away. I think one of the things that I think we'll more than likely see Tierney playing the next game.
I think that could be the most damaging thing to do. But I think you play him again. And you let him get over that. You take him out. Now, if Tierney goes on a run of 8 games, no injuries, when does Tavares come back in? What's his mental state now like when he comes back in for a game? That's now going to dwell on him for 7-8 weeks? You let the guy go again against Newcastle and then you rest him against United. That's when you bring Tierney back in. And then again, you might not see Lokonga now till Sunderland. But you have to show faith in some of these players. Again,
There's a fine balance between faith and being ruthless and wanting to get points.
But if you look, I said, just put this in context. He's playing against Mo Salah, and Mo Salah didn't really do nothing to him. Didn't really do nothing to him. He didn't touch him up.
Defensively, he was sound.
We're looking at 2 passes, and one of them I don't think was his fault. I think Maitland-Niles. But again, everyone's going to misplace passes. You get one bait one which he gave away, and they scored, and there was another one with Maitland-Niles. Maitland-Niles wasn't watching.
There was missed passes, and when you do the breakdown, you'll see how many times he dribbled and got caught.
But he's not the only one. Smith Rowe dribbled and got caught so many times. Saka couldn't get out, and this is what I'm saying. But this is where Abba's not offering anything. If Abba's offering you and saying, "Give me," if Partey's saying, "Give me the ball," and I'll take the pressure off, I shouldn't be relying on Lokonga to bring him out all the time.
But there was that time. There was plenty of times I was saying, "Just give it to me. You've done it, man."
Another thing, I'm not just trying to stick up for him. I saw that a lot throughout that game. There was times where I think Partey had the ball. Once Partey had the ball, and he could have opened up and give it to Saka, and he give it to Lokonga right in the middle of a 6-man press, and then Lokonga loses it, and we're looking at Lokonga. And actually, if Partey takes responsibility, opens up and plays, it takes the pressure off. So again, I'm not trying to get on any player. I think Liverpool are the masters. You saw how they adjusted as well. Their adjustments were crazy.
So true.
Wait.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. Yeah, like, look, Gums is spot on there. Like, if we're talking about the morale of a player, the worst thing that can happen after you've made a mistake that is that glaring is in the next match you're not picked. You know, because then when you come in later, you've dwelled on it all that time,
and everyone's talking about it as well.
Newcastle, no disrespect to Newcastle. Newcastle are a team that offensively, will not pose us the same danger, right? That Liverpool have, and also the greater good of keeping Tierney fit. Tierney plays against Newcastle, injury breaks down when he could have been fit for United. Yeah, so like I think
Tavares comes in then.
No, but I mean, I would rather take every available opportunity to have them both fit for the United game and also in the right mental state. Because wait, by contrast, hear me out again. If Tierney did get injured playing against Newcastle, and then Tavares has to play as a result of said injury, then the last thing that's on Tavares' mind is the mistakes he made against Liverpool, having had no chance to play his way back into the form, coming in against a very strong United on paper. Yeah,
I'm glad you put that in there.
So this is why I'm 100% with Gumza. I think Tavares needs to play in the next game because you've got to take So we've got to shake this reactionary nature.
It's mad.
A banner club for so long.
Now I'm going to let you guys say your piece, and I'm going to come in from a playing at quite a decent levels aspect of what should happen. But go ahead.
What I'm saying here is like where we have been in the mud for so long, right? The one thing I want to draw to here is that speech that you guys put up a few weeks ago. Remember what I said? We're going to lose games. We're going to make mistakes, yeah? These young players, right, yeah? That's the reality of it, yeah? Like, the worst thing we can do now is start overreacting, yeah? Like, we can't overreact, yeah, over a loss against the best front three in Europe right now. I said it. The best front three in Europe. Name me a better front three on road right now. Don't worry, I'll wait. There isn't one, yeah?
Not on form, on form, there.
Yeah, in the form he is in, people aren't talking about him as the best Premier League player. They're talking about him as the most informed player in the world. Mane's coming back to his best. Jota is always very good against us. I think Fabinho was amazing today as well. Ox was amazing in midfield.
Ox was all right. Thiago is different. Thiago is different.
We need to look at this too much from a perspective of those young players made mistakes. We need to also look at it in a sense of we came up against the most informed front three, one of the most complete and compact midfields, one of the best at enacting a Gengen high press in the world right now, with these defenders that are literally under 23. having like they have literally just started their Arsenal career. You drag Tavares now, you drag him now, that dwells in his head, and then it festers. Yeah,
right.
To give him a chance to play.
Listen,
and
King.
Get it out of the system.
King. I hear what you're saying. However, let's get it right, okay? These guys have brought these players in, right, and check their profile out. Now, from a footballer's aspect, right, and perspective, okay, if you have a bad game and you got someone basically who's been a shoo-in for the last year and a half, and you have a bad game, okay, do you expect to start the next game if that other guy who's pretty much been a shoo-in fit? Just say yes or no.
Do you know? The only reason I'm going to jump in is because say yes or no. Because you're making it sound like he's had one game and he had a bad game. He's had a good run.
No,
and
he's had a good run. He's had a good run. No. I'm
I know what you're saying. Yeah? But I wouldn't, because I wouldn't, because this is the same thing happened to Lacazette last year. Lacazette had a good run at the start, and he had he didn't have a bad game against Liverpool. He missed one chance and got hooked for Aubameyang.
No,
and
but what I'm saying,
so I personally wouldn't. If he's been good for me, and again he's been present in what I'm implementing, he wouldn't come out after one bad game. I know what you're saying, because we have got Tierney, who is levels. We have got a very good player there.
This is my thing, okay? We're not a nursery. We're not massaging egos. We're not, listen, you got to learn the harsh way. This is football. This is pro football, and it's cutthroat. And this is how it's got. You know what? You got to make sure if you've got the shirt that you keep that shirt, because the next man wants your shirt. Listen, I would be Mikel Arteta, and I personally, this is me, and this is obviously my opinion, and I reckon the reason why he left him on the pitch because he didn't want to drag him, because that would have made a lot. What he did to Sambi was worse than him.
Sambi needed rescuing.
No. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Go on.
King, let me finish. King, let me finish. Let me finish, King. King, come on, bruv. We let you talk all the time, bruv. Seriously, time. Let me finish. Listen, what he did, I think, to Sambi was just as damaging as you saying that Tavares getting dropped for the next game. Listen, Tierney has proved his fitness in midweek playing for Scotland. He's fit, ready, raring to go. His batteries are recharged. Tavares had a bad game. Whether rightly or wrongly, he might feel in his head that he deserves another game. But listen, Arteta's not on about massaging egos and putting your arm around you, seeing if you're all right. Yeah, that's a part of his game, but ultimately he's after 3 points. And who's best equipped to get you 3 points at this moment in time? I would say Tierney is right now. We
can say that, but from what the form we saw Tierney, but the form of Tierney before he got injured was not the form of Tavares after this game.
You got to now start.
Hold on. Just quickly. If we go back,
the way I see it is that he's got to be cutthroat here, and the way I see it is that he's made his bed in terms of, rightly or wrongly, I felt sorry for Maitland-Niles.
We got to move away from being a nice team.
Exactly, but Partey was back, fit, boom. You bring him in.
Many players say we're too much of a nice team. If you want to get top four,
let me go quick.
Dropping points. You got. I understand. I get it. He's coming. He's young. But
let me go.
Also, as well, you've got to take your knocks. You got to take. You know what? I've had a bad game. I get it. You know,
I'm not disputing that.
Rumsey, you go then.
I'm not disputing that, but all I'm saying is, if we go off Tierney's form before Tierney's injury, Tavares' form is better.
You know what? He'll go Tierney's form when he played for Scotland.
We can't do that. I can't do that. That's not Premiership football. Like, I'm not too sure who they played against. I didn't watch them. But
he's had a great game. He's proved his fitness.
Yeah, he's cool. He's back in the squad. But his form before his injury was not, because again, I'm sitting there for weeks. If you could go back on the streams, I'm saying
Tavares last game isn't good enough. Tavares ain't good enough.
But then we should drop the whole 11. Then we should drop the whole 11.
No. You're talking about. Listen,
I could pull out 5 mistakes from Ben. I could pull out 5 mistakes from Ben White in that game. It doesn't mean Holding should start the next game.
No, but the thing is, though, is like, where are these mistakes being made? Where are, do you know what I mean? No.
Ben White's come out of the back and lost the ball, and everyone else has covered him. Ben White's put a left-footed pass which has gone haywire, and they've broke at us. Even what the fourth, one of the goals it is. One of the goals it is. Yes, because the ball that went over, and Mane ripped him to pieces, and then it went to thing. Then they got squared across. I think it's their third goal.
I can't believe you guys have defended Tavares like that.
But I'm saying, we could.
He done well. 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 That's it. In the run, he done well.
At the end of the day, we're a big club.
What is this? Can I speak?
So, end of the day, you got to be cutthroat sometimes.
You guys wait a minute, Gunnar. Let's talk, and then you go next, Gunnar.
No.
Let's finish. Let Lex finish.
Yeah, like.
No, let Lex finish, and then you can go, innit? Let Lex finish first.
Yeah, right.
No, all I'm saying,
let's go, and then you can go after. Let's finish. Go on.
Yeah, all I'm saying is that I get it about, massaging, making sure that, it's morale and everything. But at the end of the day, like the other teams, they're dropping points. If we're not taking advantage of it this season, when we're going to take advantage because we're being too nice? It's annoying where all the time you get little interviews from all these players saying, we're a nice club, we're a nice squad. I like the dressing room. Like Odegaard said it, it's different to Real Madrid. It's nice. It's when you come here, it's all nice. Everyone kind of just, puts your arm around you and everything. We don't want that anymore. We need to move away from that.
If you have a bad game, you expect it. Don't put your head down or whatever. You get back that shirt because the next man wants it. We know. We've even said before that. One sec. Just the last thing. This is literally the last thing. All I'm going to say. All I'm going to say is, listen. All I'm going to say is, we want what we fine. If he's going to do, because look, my man talks for bloody Monday and everything, and what? And he wants a little rest. Come on, King. Don't be silly.
Wow.
Listen, if you want to listen, you take up more time than anyone else on these streams. So don't be like that. Listen, all I'm saying is that we want a club. We want a club basically. Yeah, the first 11 is there on merit. Right now, in my opinion, you got a man like Tierney coming in, yeah, who's ready, and he's no worse than Tavares, and he's got the potential to be a lot better than Tavares. Tavares had a bad game. Tavares cannot complain if he's dropped for the next game.
No, I'm not saying he can complain. I'm not saying he can complain at all.
And that's why it won't be mentally damaging for him because he knows he didn't have the best games. You know what? Back to the training ground. Let me learn things. Let me take on board what I'm supposed to do, and then go on.
Fair enough. Nigerian, you looking?
Yes.
What are you saying, brother?
Oh yeah, now.
We need some of that music,
No music tonight, bro. No music tonight. None needed. You lot have been playing a lot of music in my ears. All you lot complaining and stuff. When are you ready for me to land?
Yeah, man.
Do your thing.
This is what I'm saying, yeah. Because I didn't catch what was happening before I came in on the stream. But what I would say is, what Arteta has done to Tavares could have been avoided.
What did he do?
By playing him.
Nah, man.
He wasn't supposed to play him tonight. And for me, if he was an experienced manager, he does not play Tavares tonight. He goes, bruv, you've been playing well. He didn't even Tavares. If you ask Tavares, he never expected to play this amount of minutes he's already played this season. That is facts. So he's lucky that he's already played these games. So experienced man. Fergie's not starting Tavares in that game. So Tavares, watch this game. Big game at Anfield. You watch the experience and leadership of Kieran Tierney. Kieran Tierney came on the back of 2 man-of-the-match performances. He's been sitting on the sideline watching another man hug down his role and do a big job. We all know what Tierney's like. Him seeing Tavares perform, he's going to raise his game. You know the player he is. Are we forgetting the man that he was last season? Time and time again. So now the damage is done with Tavares. He has to drop him. And he's probably not going to play for the next 4 or 5 games, if I'm honest. But that could have been avoided if he just played Tierney tonight. And even if Tierney had a bad game, at least Tierney would have been able to bounce back quicker than Tavares. I personally believe.
But we say now, how do we know? We ain't seen it.
No. Should I tell you why? Should I tell you how I know? That's why I know, because he was the captain of Celtic as a teenager. Someone who already knows about leadership from day. Tavares has not led nothing. We saw the mistakes he was making at Watford the week before. We saw Sandy's mistakes at Watford the week before. You protect these, man. Say, watch this next game.
Right.
Watch this next game. You're young. And Sandy's a great player. Like Gunnar said, Sandy's always going to make mistakes because he's learning. But he still has them mistakes in his game. So you don't risk him at Anfield. I'd rather Ainsley played tonight and had a shit game, and then we brought Sambi back the next game. But now his confidence is going to be shot. Let's not lie to ourselves.
But the thing is with this, Gunnar, you go.
Going right. So look, first of all, right. If you talk about Tierney, since the start of this season, he's been nowhere near the levels of the heights that he reached last season. The whole start of it, right. The only reason we've overlooked that, and nobody interrupts until I've landed, because I need to put it all together.
Bro, don't be like that, because you interrupt everybody.
The only reason, full stop, that we've overlooked that is because we are trying to overlook recency bias. We're trying to be like, okay, look, it's just in this moment where his form has dipped, he will play back into that. Then he's got injured. Then Tavares has come in and has gone on a good run. Over the sum of the 4 or 5 games that he has played, he has had one bad game against one of the best teams in England, right? Whereas Tierney is now not fit, for one. He's not fully fit.
He's fit.
Right?
He plays 2 games in midweek, bro.
He's a player who
90-minute games in midweek. I think that's pretty fit, bro.
He's a player who repeatedly breaks down from injury recovery. And the largest stock, I repeat, what game do you want him fit for? United or Newcastle? I'm taking United.
I want him fit for Newcastle and United.
Liverpool. How about Liverpool? I'm taking Liverpool, not United or Newcastle. I'm taking Liverpool.
Same situation as with Partey, though. You're gonna play Partey. We did
Partey has been injured
last season.
He sat out the last how many weeks, and he started the game, played 90 minutes.
Again,
don't pick and choose which ones you want. Don't pick and choose.
At the end of the day,
don't do that, bro. Look.
At the end of the day, the thing with Partey, right, and Tierney is a big problem. Both of them being brought back, when they shouldn't have been, right? We can look at the selection today and we can ask those questions, right? But what we will know is that they will take from this game those mistakes that they made, and those mistakes don't get made against other teams. They haven't been. Right, let's be real, right?
No. One fair was that Tierney's not making those mistakes.
Tierney makes mistakes.
He's not making them mistakes.
What?
The mistakes that Tavares made, Tierney's not making them mistakes.
But he didn't
make those mistakes against Chelsea.
But the mistakes we're talking about, are him passing the ball. That to me,
and then overrunning. Basics, though. That's basics. Number one, that's basics, and number two, he was overrunning the ball.
Brother,
if I'm playing left back, and I open up and I've got nothing to hit, what do you want me to do? If we kept going forward,
you play it simple.
He's trying to get us out. He's trying to get us out.
He split our 2 midfielders, for God's sake.
Yeah, but you're talking passes. And who's showing? Who's dominating? Who's dominating that ball? Who's dominating? Like,
when in doubt, kick it out.
Do you know how much easier? But if you watch how we played as well, if you saw the right hand side, Lacazette was always an option for Tomiyasu. And even if you look at the chance Abba had, look where Lacazette's pulled to get the ball to then flip it into Aubameyang.
You're going to do the breakdown and you're going to say, "Oh, I've got." No,
I'm not just thinking of it. I think we're being very reactionary. And again,
no. I'm not being reactionary. I was saying,
literally, when you go in there,
react from.
Sorry, just before we go into the game, what do we say the battle is? Can Tavares stop Mo Salah? And to be fair, he marshalled him very, very well. So again, we could take. What I'm saying is, when you look at the whole system of how we played, there was a lot of times Ben White couldn't find passes. So we look at Ben White going on that mazy run and getting caught on the ball. No one's bringing that back up because we're just focusing on Tavares. Tavares wasn't the only one. Ben White, Liverpool set that trap up to say, Ben White, we know you like to dribble through the middle. Come on then. And if you saw it, there was no. Well, first of all, what's he done? When I looked at it from behind, there was no passing lane for him. So he ended up running into trouble and got clamped, and then we actually defended. That was in the first 10 minutes. So as I said, players throughout the game made mistakes. There wasn't options to hit.
Did Ben White do it again? Did Ben White do it again?
Yeah, but then his passing was already. He gives the ball away
but did he do it again? So he learned. But Tavares didn't learn.
But he didn't complete passes after that. He gave the ball away loads. And he's under less pressure because the trap was set for him to say he was under.
I must have been watching a different game to you.
No, but I think no, but I'll watch it again. But
losing the ball, he gave the ball away after that. He did.
My issue is that we're not actually realizing that this game was at Anfield, a freaking fortress. This ain't Newcastle away. This ain't Brighton away. This is Anfield, a place where we've been pammed 3 or 4 every season 100%. For the last 4 or 5 years. And we decided to play a guy who's not been in big games like this before. A guy that didn't even expect to start this game when we signed him. Let's be real. He didn't expect to start this game.
But you know what? You could go back. You could go back a few years. You could go back a few years when Rashford burst on the scene, and then he's coming against Arsenal, and we're saying they're never going to play Rashford against Arsenal, and Rashford banged too.
He wasn't played in a big game like this. You can say that about every single one of our new players.
No one else comes. That's not because they had play on the pitch. There was no one else. They didn't have a world class striker on the bench. That's why Rashford played.
No, but they had people in the squad, and everyone's saying what they actually started because he scored 2 in midweek. They then started him against Arsenal, and he scored 2. Sometimes you got to let these kids play. If we had that mentality, Saka wouldn't be where he is now. Smith Rowe wouldn't be where he is now.
Guess what?
They wouldn't be where they are.
English, and he grew up in England. Tavares
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, brother.
It doesn't matter.
You see the difference between. Let me tell you why I'm upset. Is if you look at some of these old United teams, right? You've heard about players being chosen for certain games, right? Form has nothing to do with it. Ferguson was like, I know against Newcastle away, I'm going to play Nicky Butt because I need that type of player for that game. Whoever's in form, he doesn't care. Park Ji-sung's going to come in against Arsenal because I know 100. He's going to work hard. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying here. He could have made a mature decision as a manager.
But do you think Fergie hadn't played Paul Scholes in a game against Arsenal before? So he's probably done it and think, actually, it don't work for Scholes in that game. So actually, the next time when we come up against Arsenal, I'm going to play Nicky Butt. How can we jump to that conclusion without doing it? So if we now keep Tavares away from every single big game, next season now, if Tierney's injured and now he's got to play, he's not had that experience. This is 1 game in 10. Like you've got, I said, you take the 60 minutes, you take the 60 because again, you're talking a free kick and you're talking 1 bad pass. You take the 60 and you build upon that. There's no point losing our head. He shouldn't play a big game again. So now next time we play Liverpool, relax.
No one said that.
All right, you're saying that Tavares done one over whatever how many games it is he's played. How long has Tierney been?
Tierney. Listen, you know my thoughts. I love Tierney's pieces. Again, I think future Arsenal captain. But this season, we could actively go back on my streams, and I've said every week, Tierney's not playing well. Tierney's not playing well, and actually, what I've seen with Tavares is we look at better teams. The same reason I say with Laka and Abba. When I see Laka play to Abba, we play better. So regardless of, I always say Abba's going to score more goals than Lacazette as a striker. He will. He's a finisher. He's going to score more. But as a collective, we look better. Now, I'm not saying Tierney might have been carrying a knock all season and playing through it. I do believe that because he hadn't been the normal Tierney I've seen. But we've been struggling until Tavares come in. All of a sudden, now we look more free-flowing. We look exciting. I'm not saying it's all down to him, but he definitely offers something. So that's my only reason to say if it's not broken, you don't fix it. You take your lashes, you hold it, you learn from the 60, and you move forward, and that's it. But it's not because, again, he might come again, and you might think, it's just a blip. Players have blips.
He was coming again after the second goal. Tavares looked like he was coming again after the second goal.
Yes, because again, and if you want me to make a show on Tavares, I'll do that because I remember him breaking forward and cutting 1 ball in behind, and Smith Rowe messed up. It happens.
One sentence. I really can't believe our perception of this player has changed after 190
minutes.
No,
it's not. It's not.
If you looked at our match reaction, of the last game, we were all bigging him up, giving him praises.
Listen, we are. I am.
We can't.
I am. But what I'm saying, King, you're getting me wrong. King, you're getting me wrong. What I'm saying is, right, we've got someone, right, at left back who we know does the job for us. Okay, Tavares, right? He's had a great run. He's had a great run. Okay, and what I don't want us to do, right? I don't want us to be, a soft touch. I don't want Arteta to, to be a soft touch. You know what? Come on now. All right.
Nice.
And play the next game because I think you deserved it. No, listen. Make people earn that shirt.
Right.
Yeah, make people earn that starting 11.
So for the same energy, right? If you reverse it on Tierney, Tierney kept his shirt, a long way before he got injured. The reason why he remained in the squad, because he had
money in the bank.
He had credit in the bank. So what you're saying about players having to earn their spot, have the same energy for Tierney, my friend, because it doesn't sound like you are in that.
No. Of course I am. He got injured. What you're saying what was the game he got injured against? Who did he get injured against?
What you're saying is right. Then Tierney should have been hooked before he got injured.
Who did he get injured against?
He got injured against Villa.
Right, and so we started winning games.
No, but he wasn't playing well.
But he started winning games.
He wasn't
playing well, mate.
Yeah, fair enough. He wasn't playing. But listen, if you're winning games, why are you going to change a starting 11?
Okay, so basically, when we lost to Chelsea,
so what are we arguing about then?
When we lost to Chelsea,
what are we arguing about?
We've lost today, comes up.
When we lost to Chelsea, when we lost to Chelsea, Cannon, same energy should have been hooked. Why wasn't he hooked after that game against Chelsea?
Well, after the second game of the season. So it's the second game of the season.
But
but if you're going with the same energy, as I said, then you got to take Ben White out. You got to take Gabriel out.
Listen, everyone.
It wasn't just Tierney's fault in those games, though. It was the whole team. The whole team.
And it's not just today.
Can I ask a question to the panel? I just want to ask a question to the panel, right? Do you believe when deciding your first 11, form should be the only thing that you look for? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Not always.
Okay, wait, hold on, pause. If that's what you're saying, then in a situation like this, in a stadium that we've held corn on a regular basis, for me, I'd protect this young boy and say, watch Kieran in this game. Watch how he handles it. We needed a voice. We need leadership in a game like that. If you watch the game after 2-0, the floodgates just opened. Tavares was no longer in the game. He might have had
he was everywhere. His head had gone.
He was doing madness in the game, bro.
I really think you and Tanner's
I believe there's more damage done to the Tavares by playing him in this game than dropping him for this game. If I'm honest, that's what I think. And if he was an experienced man, you can disagree, but I'm saying
because you know that because again, if I'm Tavares, I hold my mistakes up. I hold my hands up. But I've gone 90 minutes against the best right winger in the world, and he hasn't done nothing to me. He took a Bonner off injured last week by dropping a shoulder, and a Bonner's now on the treatment table. This guy's ripping. Look what he done to Man City a few weeks ago. He then done it against Wolves. So again, I understand what you're not saying, but you take out aspects of the game. Regardless of if we lost that game 1-0 or 4-0, it is what it is. We lost the game. And if you look at your individual performance, I'm playing against Mo Salah. And when I was one-on-one against Mo Salah, he didn't get the better of me once. So I can build upon that. Yes, I misplaced some passes. Yes, I overran the ball a few times. But actually, if we can correct certain things, also I could build upon that. So yes, it is easy to put Tierney in that game. 100%, it's easier. So for Arteta, he could easily turn around and we said it before. Sometimes when he was playing mad players, he played Smith Rowe in a false 9. I'm saying make it like easy. Put your main 11. Hold on, wait.
Very quickly.
Hold on, put your main 11. Hold on. Let me finish quickly. Let me finish. Just let me finish. You can go. Let me finish.
Nigerian, one thing, very quickly, If you've played how Tavares has,
you should games in a row,
and then the big game comes and you get dropped, flipping it on its head, what does that do for your confidence? I've played out of my shell for the last 3 games, and in the moment we face a good team, I'm just booked.
But Gunner, if you've had a stinker, if you've had an absolute stinker, Gunner, if you're a player and you've had an absolute stinker, and you know that the club's top striker or whoever it is fit and rearing to go, right? And you've had a stinker of a game, do you expect to play the next game?
I think it depends on
come on, man.
Don't do that.
Come on.
Don't do that, Gunner. You're lying, bro.
Wait, can I actually answer your question? Because
please, just say yes or no. Yes or no?
No, wait. I can say this, You can have a bad game as a result of individually being the only bad player on the pitch, You can have a bad game as a result of a number of people having a bad game. How are we singling out our left back, when Sambi wasn't great, Partey wasn't great, Ramsdale could have done better for the first.
I'll tell you why I'm singling him out. Can I tell you why I'm singling him out?
Was non-existent. So what you've got to look at is, was it this one player was the standout bad player and there was no other bad players, or was it B, he was one of many players that could have played better in that game? If you're telling me that he was the only player that could have done better in that game, I don't know what game you were watching.
What I'm saying is we had someone that can do better.
No, but the fact is, he's just come
back. Easy saying that now.
It's just hindsight.
And it's easy saying that. It's easy to say that.
Such a benefit, man. And this is what's been wrong with our fan base for so long.
Reactionary. You still didn't answer my question, by the way. You still didn't answer my question.
So yeah, I did answer your question.
You didn't.
I'm looking at it from the perspective of, if politicians
here, King, yes or no, they look for.
If I would feel hard done by, if I was one of a number of players that was poor, if I could hold my hands up, be like the rest of the team, what was on their A game. Yeah, the rest of the team did what they had to do, and I let the team down in a way that cost the team, I'd expect to lose my place.
Okay, okay. Let me switch it. You're a manager, right? And you've got someone playing at left back. He's done well for quite a good few games. Okay, he's done very, very well. He's done well for you. He's done good. But your star left back, basically, right, has been injured. He's proved his fitness in midweek playing for his international team. Okay. Right, he's just your left back, your young left back now has just had an absolute stinker. All right, and you've got this star left back ready and waiting to play. In your next game, who do you play?
In my next game, I'm told you, I'm staying. What I said. I'll start Tavares against Newcastle.
Right,
I would keep Tierney. I would keep Tierney.
I want to just say,
even if Tavares had an absolute blinder.
Okay, then,
had an absolute.
So here's the flip side. What would that do to Tierney then?
Even before the Newcastle game, that no matter how good you do in this game, I think we're going to bring Tierney back for the United game. That's how I'd approach it. I want both of them.
Nah, you can't say that.
Hold on. This for me, yeah. For me, I've even lost track of what I was going to say, to be honest. But what I would say is, you guys remember the FA Cup final?
Yeah.
That I think the Chelsea one, where Mertesacker ain't played for time, but Mertesacker is a leader with experience. So he thought, you know what? There's been other players that have been in form and playing, but you know what, Per, you come in and do the job, because I know your experience is good enough for this type of game, yeah. And he threw him in. And Gunnar, I'm not singling out Tavares. If you look at my preview, I said Tavares. No, hold on. I'm not singling him out. Hold on.
Who else's mistakes have we spoken about?
No.
Hold on. Talking about Tavares.
But we can potentially improve our team.
Candace, one sec, Candace. If you look at the preview, I said these things about Tavares in the first place. The reasons why I didn't want him to play this game is because I was scared of something like this happening. If you look at the preview before, I said it. It's like I saw it happening. And guess what? It happened.
But I'm confused what actually happened. I'm confused what happened.
What happened? He made a
what
mistake.
Actually happened?
We made a mistake.
Oh my God, he made a mistake. Freaking hell.
No, not one.
No, but listen. If Mo Salah's tearing him up,
hold on.
You can say so. When we played Leicester, when we played Leicester last season,
he made a big mistake that made us go 2-0 down.
So what?
Game done.
So what? I think I've seen countless players make countless mistakes who stay on the pitch and play the next game.
No, wait. You know why he didn't have to go through that? Wait, hold on.
In hindsight's a beautiful thing, because we got Tierney.
No, because he came in as the backup left back. The backup left back. He didn't come in as the main man, bro. He came
and he's been the best left back this season.
Brother, if you're okay, so you're saying you just pick players off form then? Form is all you pick players.
Yeah, sometimes. If he's been by far the best player this season at that position, why am I not picking him?
Why am I not picking him?
But why are you playing him against Newcastle then? Going forward, because forget what happened today. Going forward, what are you gonna play against? It doesn't make any sense then to play Tavares, knowing that
because do you know what is the difference? If we got beat by Watford 4-0 today, then yeah, I'm looking to make wholesale changes because that ain't good enough. We're playing arguably one of the best teams in world football, one of the best attacking teams. And as I said, if defensively he was getting ripped up, like I said, I'll take it back to, was it Leicester or Everton who had that left back who was quite young? Is it Luke Thomas or one of them players like that? And Pepe tore him up. Yeah, he didn't make mistakes by passing out for the back or losing the ball. Pepe was tearing him a new one. And that was the best 45 I've seen Pepe play. He got dragged at half time. If you lot can show me clips where Salah is ripping up Tavares,
No, but
I'll hold my hands up.
Listen,
but you're playing against a team that press on a different level. No, I am hearing you. But what I'm saying is,
a team that presses on a different level. So
how's he gonna learn? How's he gonna learn? How's he gonna learn?
Learn on the job. You're playing for Arsenal.
But you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to fix your team.
Right. So learn on the job.
Right. So hear what I'm saying. We go into the last 3 games in the season. Tierney's injured. We now have Liverpool. Tavares will learn from this. If we need just say we need a draw against Liverpool last game of the season to get top 4. He's had experience with this. He might not make them same mistakes again. But if we now bank on him doing that, again, this is all hindsight. But you have to learn. He deserved to hold his shirt today. He deserved to hold his shirt.
Right.
If he was the easier option, 100%.
For the next game, he definitely won't be making his mistakes again.
Yeah, but the thing is, all right, Cannons, right? So when Tierney played against Chelsea, yeah, he was given more than just one game, yeah, to play his way back into form. And let's be honest, he
deserved that because he had credit in the bank.
What I'm saying is there should be consistency, yeah? We should give him at least an opportunity. If the United game was next, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. I'd be saying, yeah, look, I'd be so real. He's got to come in. Tierney's got to come in for United.
In any of the games that Tierney played,
especially Newcastle is the sort of game, yeah, where you can say to him, look, yeah, here's the situation. We're going to give you an opportunity to play your way back into form here, yeah. But in all likelihood, against United, we are going to need Tierney's experience because now we've learned from this Liverpool.
If you say that to me, I'm a player and you're a manager, I'm telling you to piss off. I ain't having that.
Now we've learned. Yeah.
Now we've learned from this Liverpool experience whereby maybe we need more leadership in a bigger game, yeah. But we're going to give you a chance to make a good account for yourself in this Newcastle game, in the same way that after the Chelsea game, Tierney was given the same opportunity in the next game. He didn't immediately lose his place to Tavares. And I'll be real, that is probably one of the worst Tierney performances I've seen in an Arsenal shirt. And I'm not trying to rip on Tierney here. I love him. But the reality is, he should have, like, if we applied your rationale to that Chelsea game, Tierney doesn't start the next game. That's what I'm saying. You're going
what rationale? What rationale? But the thing is, the whole team played bad, according to you.
Well, yeah, the whole team played bad.
The whole team played bad. So then he didn't make any glaring mistakes like Tavares has made today.
He did.
Really?
I remember Tierney getting held responsible for 2. And I had to defend it.
How?
Yeah. You remember Reece James because Reece James was causing hella problems.
He came inside way too much. He tucked in.
He was told to do that.
Was leaving in the middle exposed. He had to come inside, bro. But anyway, let's not go into that. What I'm saying is this. Tavares ain't playing the next game, regardless of what we're saying. I guarantee you Tavares don't play the next game. And he don't get back in the team for the next 5 or 6 games. Where it could have been avoided if Tierney played this game and maybe played bad, if he got benched, Tierney would be able to recover mentally very, very quickly because he's experienced shit like this before. And if we put Tavares in, then he'd be like, okay, look, the manager will be like, put my hands up. I played Tierney when I should have played you. Come back in for Newcastle, maybe earn your place for Manchester United. I'm saying Liverpool is a bigger game than Man U. Liverpool is a bigger game than Man U right now.
It's a less winnable game than Man U.
Huh?
It's a less winnable game than Man U.
Okay, so there's more chance of playing my best left back in that game then, no?
No, but what I'm not hearing you mention is the fact that he's come off the back of injury and he's a player that is prone to injury. Wait, he's a player that's prone. He's a player that's prone. Wait, he's a player that's prone.
Party was injured.
And a number of times he's broken
down.
He
was injured, but did you want him to be benched today, Gunnar?
The competition for places in midfield and the number of places available with Xhaka also injured. Yeah, you can't say that. So why is Party come back? Because we are more down.
Did you or did you not want Party to start today?
Wait, Nigerian, let me finish. We are more down for numbers. We are more down for numbers and quality because the quality drops more. Wait. Let me
100%.
Let me finish this sentence, right? The quality when you take Party off and put El Neni on or Ainsley Maitland-Niles, that is a bigger drop in quality than when you take Tierney off and put Tavares on. Yeah,
who was man of the match?
You don't know that. You don't know that.
Wait. We have the luxury.
You don't know that.
No, wait. We have the
luxury. Man of the match in the game at Watford, Gunner.
Listen, man. Listen. We have the luxury of doing that with the left back that we don't have with those central midfielders.
Okay. So wait, who was the man of the match against Watford, bro? Who was it?
Maitland-Niles.
But you wanted Partey to start this game. Yes or no?
That's dark.
Start this game.
That's dark.
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah, but look back at the preview show.
Yes
I said,
or no? Did you want Partey to start this game, Gunner?
Answer the question.
I don't want any explanation. I just want a yes or no, bro.
I said Partey and Ainsley Maitland-Niles should start in midfield together. Did I not? Tony, play the clip. Run the clip back. Because I swear to God in the preview show, I said Partey should start next to Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Did I not?
Interesting.
So I didn't make it an either or situation. I made it a both one.
Fair enough.
Correct me if I'm wrong, though.
Fair enough. But why did you want Ainsley to play instead of Lokonga?
Because he has more experience. Yeah.
Oh, swear down.
Yeah.
Swear down. What about Tierney and Tavares? Who has more experience?
It goes back to my previous point.
Oh, he just set you up there, boy. He just set you up there. He just set you up. He just set you up there, bro. He just set you up. Sorry. Fell into that one.
Thank yourself in that one, bro.
The quality with Tierney and Tavares, if you're saying to me that's the same in drop of quality, and also Ainsley Maitland-Niles has played very few games. Yeah, very few games. That is literally his first start all season. When's the last time he had a start in preseason? When's the last time he had a start in a league game? Midway time ago.
It's his third start this season, by the way.
Time ago. So it's like off the basis of one game, off the basis of one
in the league.
Oh, in the league. It's his fourth start this season. So don't pick and choose what you're saying here, bro. I don't care. League Cup.
In the league, though.
4 games.
No, but in the league, though.
Last time he started in pre-season.
Are we comparing starting in the cup to the Premier League? Like, what are we doing here?
You just said starting games, bro. I'm just going to talk about pre-season.
And then I said in the league. I said in the league because it's different.
Gums are helped
out and said listen. I think this Tavares thing has gone on way too long.
Because Tavares wasn't the reason for the loss today.
No.
We were always going to lose this game today, in my eyes. But
I think it's the manner of the defeat in the end.
It's the manner of the loss.
It's the manner of the defeat in the end. I think that's where we're probably that little bit frustrated with, and it's probably seeping out a little bit. But look, listen. Whether or not Tavares plays,
I love you all, by the way. It's all love.
Of course it is. Listen, we're all on the same team. Yeah, listen. This is how passionate we are about this team, man, and this is what the love we have for them. Do you know what I mean? You only want for the best from your little child, isn't it? That's all. Listen.
Oh, quick question, because I did mention it in the preview. I said this game is going to let me know if we've actually progressed from last season.
Answer that yourself, actually. I want to ask you that question.
Can you send that round? Round.
Yeah, send it round. Everyone should.
You go first. You go first, though.
For me, I haven't seen enough different stuff for me to say yes confidently. The reason I say that is because last season we beat Tottenham at home. We beat Leicester away. Like, do you know what I'm saying? We got pammed by Man City. We got pammed by Liverpool. So I needed to see at least us be in this game for me to start saying I didn't think we'd win. I said let us at least have a go, make Liverpool nervous for a bit, for me to think we've actually turned the corner or made some progress. So for me, I don't see it yet. I'm still standing by the best we can finish.
Any green shoots of it though?
We've gone on runs like this before, guys, where we've gone back-to-back wins, unbeaten. We even had a 20-game unbeaten run with Armoury, where people were screaming, "We've got Arsenal back."
With more draws.
Until we give these top sides at least a good game away from home, I can't say we've made progress yet.
I hear what you're saying. Who wants to go next?
I can go next.
Please.
Sorry. right, what we need to remember, right, is this is a new team, right? It's an unprecedented number, of new players to bring in 6, yeah. It's unprecedented to expect them to come in and just hit the ground running and settle. But bar this Liverpool game, that's exactly what every single one of them, bar maybe Odegaard, has done. Now, look where we were last season, right? At this time of the year, were we anywhere near top 4? Anywhere near top 4? And we're talking about progress, right? What we need to do is maturing is real thing. We are nowhere near competing with Liverpool, nowhere near competing with United, nowhere near competing with Chelsea. However, over the sum of this season compared to relative number of games played last season and at this stage, we are in an improved place. Our squad,
I agree with that.
The squad is better. It has better quality. Now, if we what you said about last season, we beat Tottenham, we beat Leicester away. We also lost to Aston Villa, both games. We also lost to Burnley. Yeah, we also then drew to Burnley when we should have won because Xhaka tried to play out the back. Yeah, and then what happened? They scored the most comical, memed goal of last season. Yeah, we beat them. So it works both ways, pal. Like for me, you want to see progress against the big teams, in how we compete against them. But I think what was more important last season, we beat United, we beat City in the run up. Not obviously it wasn't quite in the season, but very much close to the end of the season. We beat them in the semi-final, beat Chelsea in the final of the FA Cup
2 years ago, Ghana.
No, but it's like but what I'm saying is
don't
wait, hear me out, right? There's 2 games against Chelsea we won last season in the league. Yeah. So where we struggled last season from a progress perspective is the games we should be winning. Yeah, which for the most part, since losing to City, I look at the games that we've lost this season, and the only games where I think we should be winning that game that we lost is Brentford. Yes, we would like to beat Chelsea. Let's be so real. We're not in a state to. I would like to beat City. Let's be so real. We're not in a state to. And I would like to beat Liverpool. But let's be so real. We're in no state to. Yeah.
We should be beating Crystal Palace at home, though.
Oh, right. But we didn't lose, right? When people talk about the Invincibles being overrated and they say we drew 12 games, we say we didn't lose. So progress,
Don't ever compare what we're doing to the Invincibles.
Why do you take the comparison out of context, bro? I'm not comparing.
You mentioned Invincible.
When did I say what we're doing is equivalent?
You said Invincible, and you're talking about this current side.
When did I say what we're doing is comparable to the Invincibles? You flipped what I said. Yeah, what I said is when people talk about the Invincibles being overrated, they basically say it's because we drew so many games, and our immediate retort to that is that we didn't lose any. So we
won the league that year.
We would have lost that game against Palace last season.
Won the league that year, by the way, Gunnar.
Nigeria, stop, man. Stop.
Yeah,
you're completely drawing my comparison out of context.
No, King. Make your point, King. Make your point.
So my point is, we need to stop looking at have we progressed based on one game. We need to look at progress based on the 13 games that we've played and the position that playing those 13 games has put us in. Has playing 13 games, put us in a better position than playing 13 games did last season? It's that simple. And the answer is yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Next.
Boy, it is a heated discussion, this one. Have we improved? That's objective. I mean, I look at it and I say, you know what? There was one stream, I think it was the last stream that I was in, where someone said we're a different team. And I think we improved on different aspects that a couple of seasons ago, we were just bad. But then on the other aspects that we've always kind of been good at, especially the attacking threat, we've dropped. I mean, I can't remember the last time I've seen Arsenal have -4 goal difference at this stage of the league. And we're talking about, I think what has happened is our expectations have gone from there, to here. And therefore, we are kind of like saying, yeah, we've improved. But really, our expectations dropped. When I'm going on about a nice team, we need to stop that. We are a big club. We need to stop talking about, oh, we need to look after. Nah, none of that. Are we improved or not? I don't know. I don't think so. If you're looking at it, we were not.
But what are you comparing this to? What are you?
To the other? Sorry, Gomza.
Go on. Yeah, I'll ask you afterwards.
Yeah. When we played against Liverpool, and we got mashed up 4, whatever. Yeah. We still looked like we was going to score. Did we look like we were going to score today?
More than I have in previous years.
No. So that I look at it and I think we were before the game. We were talking about the good strong points was defensively, but we still lost and still conceded 4 goals, and yet we haven't even got close to scoring against them. So tell me now, have we improved?
Aubameyang had a shot saved, so we did get close to scoring against them.
But a shot saved. We're a big club. We should be talking. This is what annoys me about us.
Let me.
What I'll say very quickly,
Gumza, you go next. Gumza, you go next. Nice one, Lex.
It's more about being realistic, because we're not where we were when we are still a big club, yes, but the squad and its health. Yeah, and the experience of it, and the players that we have, and the manager that we have, and his inexperience, and the backroom staff, everything is different and nowhere near the quality of when Wenger was around in his heyday. So we have to be realistic. That doesn't mean that we're lowering our expectations. We have to be realistic with what we can expect from a back 4 where there is no seniority in it, which is unprecedented for any team in the league, any team in Europe. Anywhere, like
but are you saying we improved though?
No, but that doesn't
say that we improved.
That doesn't give Liverpool the God-given right to smash in 4 against us.
And it could have been. Look at this comment. It
if it wasn't for Ramsdale, it would have been 6 or 7.
But Leno would have been in goal last season, and then it would have been 6 or 7. So that's an improvement, right?
No, yeah, but we should be arguing about. We still lost 4-0. We still conceded 4 goals. That's not a proof that we didn't concede 6 goals.
So a Man United team with world-class players in it conceded 5.
We haven't improved. We're looking less like we're going to score.
And they've got a much better squad. Miles better squad.
Yeah, but their squad... Okay, Mane was it...
My only question is that who they have a much better squad than pretty much most of the clubs, right, in the Premiership. You would also say they'd have a much better squad against West Ham, right? They'd also have a much better squad than Brighton, right? Brighton went to Anfield and
Brighton.
Maybe it's Arteta.
And Brighton.
Let me go.
And Brighton and West Ham have much more experience in their squad.
Yeah, we didn't. We had experience on the bench, but we didn't want to play them.
They've got much more experience of playing.
Nigerian Englishman, don't.
They've got much more experience. They've got much more experience of playing together as a squad.
Nah, man, you can make it difficult. Gumza, please.
And that's very important.
Listening to what Lex was saying, I agree with him, and then I also agree with what Gunnar said. So, in terms of what you're saying, Lex, yes, Arsenal as a club, we are in the mud compared to where we should be. But again, we are paying the price of bad decisions from a long time ago. When you say about being ruthless, being that, do you know what I mean? You make a very good point there. And you look back on a time where Wenger took away them kind of players. It's known that when we had some of them strong-headed players, they intimidated the smaller players. So there's a famous clip, I don't know if it was Bellerin or Holding, who was saying we struggle with Alexis because he's a natural winner and he wants to win. I'm sure it was what I think. Sure, it was Bellerin, and do you know what I mean? So I get what you're saying, where you say like we need to be ruthless like that. So you need 11 Alexises in that team to be able to, do you know what I mean, compete. Because Alexis, they're saying he's doing push-ups when the manager is doing team talks. Like he's got that mentality, and the rest of them just want to do whatever they're doing. So I do understand what you're saying in terms of the drop off is major, and this is probably where my frustration with some players come, because again, I grew up on that team. Do you know what I mean? That team, yeah. It's hard to watch this.
Winning mentality.
Yeah. It's hard to watch this. I've been saying it for a long time. Like we're far away from where we should be, and we're paying a price. Again, there's transfer windows where we're buying one player, where we needed 3. We needed a striker. We went and brought a centre back. So these are the bad decisions that were made prior to Arteta, prior to Eddie, which we're undoing. The wages some of them players were on, like, do you know what I mean? Not selling players when we had the chance, holding on to them for a season too long, and now their value's in the bin. So now we keep them till they walk out free, and we're going to have this dilemma with Pepe in the end of the season. Do we take the 30 or do we hold on and then lose them on a free like we did with Mkhitaryan? Like, them decisions are to come. So we have to be a bit more ruthless in how we do things. However, I do see progress in this team from where it was after the Man City game. Today, for 60 minutes, yes, we're 2-0 down in 60, but we had an idea. After that, yeah, it went all, the shape went. It went to pieces, you know what I mean? Again, when we look at the goal, you'll see the one I'm talking about, I think it's the 4th, where Ben White and Gabriel are miles apart. And again, this is Liverpool's experience. From the first 10 minutes, I saw Thiago playing in like a left centre-back. He just kept dropping in that hole because he realised Lacazette's marking me, Aubameyang's marking Matip, Saka's doing Van Dijk. There's no space to play. So he said, all right, cool, I'll go and sit there. So either Lacazette, you're going to come with me and we're going to open up to go into the other centre midfielder, or you're going to let me have the ball here. And he started orchestrating. For after 10 minutes, they made an adjustment in game. And then after that, you saw them start targeting Ben White with the long ball because they realised we're matching up man for man elsewhere. There's a big gaping hole. So that's the level that Liverpool playing at. Thank you very much. That's not even watching the game back. But so that compared to what I saw at Man City, we had an idea. We had a bit of identity. Did we execute it? Probably not to how we wanted to, but we got forward a few times. We got into some little half chances. Yes, it's not what I expect from Arsenal, but actually, as progress goes, after watching that Chelsea game and watching that Man City game, I'm seeing a little bit more about us. So again, as for me, I take the positives to 60 because against Chelsea, there wasn't 45 minutes of positives. There weren't 30. Again, I was harsh against the Tottenham game. I said I was only happy with 45 minutes of that game. I wasn't happy with the rest of it. 100. So I think one of my best performances I said was maybe like a Villa or someone like that. We actually played for 90 minutes. So I'm seeing some of the wheels changing and I'm happy with the squad we got. I said we might see the benefit of this squad in 2 years because these are our youngsters. So and I hear what you're saying. You don't want to have to learn on the job. Again, I hear when Gunnar King says, hold on, Gunnar. I hear when Gunnar says, let's hit the market in January because actually this might be the best chance to get top 4 because if Man United, they're going to sack Oli, if it's now or if it's end of the season, he's gone. So we expect Man United they might bounce back like how Chelsea bounced back under Tuchel. So now you're saying Liverpool already miles ahead of us, Chelsea already miles ahead of us, City already miles ahead of us. United, with the team they got, if they put a proper manager in there and 2 players, a Declan Rice and someone else, now they should be playing to the potential that they should be set. Like that team there, the potential is higher than what we've got. So this probably is our best chance for top 4. So we need to strike now. And if we get it, sorry, and I know what Tony was saying earlier about going into Europe and getting licks, but you know what? Let me get 1 year Champions League football. Let me get one more year. Let me get one Tuesday, Wednesday. And even if we get a Thursday, but we need to start building. We need to start, because again, we got complacent when we was top 4. We got complacent. Every year was top 4. And again, that team there was getting top 4. Is that team better than this team? I don't think it is. But what you've got now is Leicester have upped their game. They're up and amongst us. West Ham are up their game massively. Everton spend money. Leeds, and no, they're not the Leeds of old, but this Leeds team play football. Wolves look like they're coming back a little bit. So now again, the top 4 was just the top 4. Then it changed to the top 6. Now I'm saying there's probably 10 who you go to Everton and win again. You're thinking that was a good win at Everton. You know what I mean? That wasn't really there before. So we need to be a bit more realistic.
Another reality about an improvement last season, right? When could you say last season that 11 players picked themselves, particularly 5 at the back?
No, you're right. You're right. I actually believe that we've improved this year.
Like if you think from a perspective of even after that game, I would feel, Tierney fully fit and, he is still our best left back, despite what I said about Tavares. Thinking he should play the next game, So that back 5 is picking itself in a way it wasn't last season. I think we made more changes in our back line than any other team in the league last season. We played more different personnel. So both in terms of how frequently we were making the changes, we made more than any other big team or any team in the league, but also the number of players, different players that we put into our back four was more than any other team in the league. So looking at it from the perspective of we've improved to the extent where we now seem to know what our best 11 is and the style of play that this 11 should play. We knew that last season because he was still trying to play out from the back last season. The difference is now we've actually got competency in our back line able to enable us to play out from the back. So that's 100% an improvement. Like one pasting by Liverpool at Anfield shouldn't change that. Like I think United playing at home, like they let in more with what you would perceive are much better and more experienced players.
And what we say with that as well is the style they got beat. I said for 30 minutes we lost our heads and they managed to hold it or whatever else. Liverpool did eat the last 5. But for 60, the manner of that 60, and that's the difference. I think when I was United, sorry to cut you, Cannon, but United, I said play FIFA, they've got no identity, no idea. So you could put 11 great players on the pitch, but there's no system. Like they just all over the place. But we actually held and we competed for 60. We changed up what we was doing. So a few weeks ago, the argument was we're playing out the back, we're not doing nothing different. I saw about 4 style goal kicked, which shows me we're working. Did it work fully? No, it didn't. We got beat 4-0. At the same time, it's stepping stone. We've got to build one step at a time. We can't go from being bottom of the league after 3 games. Do you know what I mean? We're going to get relegated wherever else it is. To now saying we're beating Liverpool. Like we've got to be realistic. Right. If we could beat the teams in and around us, we're on the right track. Like where we were papering over cracks for how many years? The Willians, the Qatarians, the losing Alexis on 3. Like we would been doing madness, and this is the first time we've had a bit of stability. Whether Arteta's the man or not, the team's stable, and if Arteta goes to get a new manager, the team's in a better and more healthy position than it was 2 years ago. So we just take this beating. It happens. You know, we've had this under the great Wenger. We caught lashes by Bayern on a regular.
Yeah, look, listen. I get we didn't on a regular. There was a time actually that we only went out. You know, I think we played them at Highbury. I think we got a 0-0 draw, and I think they beat us in their game. You know, listen, but
we beat Bayern 2-0 at the Emirates with Wenger, man. Don't forget that, brother.
No, there was good time. There was brilliant times. I was not even trying to diss Wenger. There was brilliant times with Wenger. But towards the end,
when I made the comparison with your Brightons and you know, at Anfield and etc. and them playing West Ham, and there might be an element of you know, the coach needs to be that little bit cuter, maybe. I don't know, maybe to make it that a little bit more difficult.
But do you know also, I think if we went in that game and went and sat 11 men behind the ball and camped.
Yeah, no.
3-0, we would have been losing our head. Oh, why are we changing our style for? We got to, you know what I mean? So you have to live and die. And again, I go back to the Klopp argument because I said I've got a lot of Liverpool fans or Liverpool friends who are fans. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but you know what I mean. I've got a lot of them guys. And as I said, when Klopp was in his first 2 years, them lot are calling for Klopp's head. Why has he not got a plan B? He's so Benteke. We need to get boys into the box, blah, blah. And then it clicked. And all of a sudden, it was like, oh, shite, this is what he's been building. And there was evidence. And not, don't get me wrong. What Liverpool...
I think we have kind of, you know...
As I said, you know, comment on. Then you carry on after that. Nigerian Sun's comment, United lost 5-0.
Son, what are you saying here, son?
It's a great comment.
United
lost 5-0 in 49 minutes.
Listen, they got a beating. And the manner of that beating was embarrassing.
Early.
Yeah, do you know what would be interesting? It would be interesting to ask Liverpool fans what they think of Arsenal from this year and last year, because I've got to say, we all know Liverpool fans, and they tell me.
I don't believe, right?
With Liverpool fans on Monday, by the
way. Let me answer Nigeria's question, because I mean,
my son, not me, bro. My son.
Oh, sorry, your son's question. No. Your
original question.
Your original question. We're going back to have we improved? I ain't answered yet, so let me answer. Let me have my say quickly. we was gonna just. I actually think we have improved. Okay, I do see green shoots of recovery with what we're doing. Listen, and my only thing is that I'm not angry with, but I'm pissed off that we got 4 today. I'm pissed off of it because I don't think we deserved it. Yes, a couple of players' heads went. Tavares head went. Sambi, his head went.
Abba, out non-existent today.
Yeah, Abba non-existent. The thing is, I'm not sure if there's any. Well, actually, there is. What's his name? Dusan Zapata. Get him up front. Whoo, that would be disgusting. But anyway,
Nigerian, bro.
Listen, but what I will say is right is that we need to be ruthless in what we do. Okay, and with that being making decisions, he was ruthless again with Sambi. I can't see that.
Is that on your side?
So I'm gonna send it in. I'm gonna put it in because it's good. It's good.
Okay.
Hold on. Then I'm gonna say keep talking.
Yeah, I would say that I lost my train of thought now. But anyway,
he was ruthless with Sambi.
Yeah, he was ruthless with Sambi, and I think he might. Tavares today has probably learnt a lesson. Defensively, I thought he was very sound against Salah, and for Carragher to say this and that about Salah, about he's man of the match and he's been fantastic. I actually didn't think he had a sniff really against Tavares.
Do you know what's funny?
My issue with Tavares, right, is that when we need to beat the press, and we know that Liverpool are that team that press, okay, we need Tavares to make the right choices, okay. And there was too many times, not in just this game, in previous games, whether it be his last ball or his choice of pass,
he
tries to dribble or whatever, you can see, ooh, you know what? It's just his way. Do you know what I'm saying? You know
isn't that the same? Isn't that the same we praise Smith Rowe for? Because there's lots of times Smith Rowe doesn't get. There's lots of times Smith Rowe doesn't get
when he's the last man, though, bro. Come on, man. Seriously.
Yeah, but I have this eye on my boys all the time because my defenders will make a mistake and strikers always moan at them. And I'm saying, but you don't play under much pressure. So Aubameyang can the ball 20 times, but because you now got to go through the midfield defense to score, it doesn't get highlighted the same. If Gary makes the same mistake with bad,
but you take more risks though, right? The further up you are, you take more risks. You don't take those risks against Liverpool. You don't take those risks.
If you're being told to play like that, but
you got to look at the risk reward. You got to look at
100%.
And I think the risk reward with what Tavares was doing, as opposed to what Aubameyang can do or whatever, there's not even a discussion there.
But also,
my thing is right. If Aubameyang trying to put someone through, or him trying to take someone on in the final third, the risk reward ratio is like, okay, if it happens, we score a goal. If it doesn't happen, okay, it's a changeover. However, with Tavares, if I take this man on, cool, we can start up a counter. Doesn't mean we'll score or whatever. But if I get tackled or hey, they're through one-on-one with our keeper, i.e. Jota, and sat two of our players down. When that goal went in, I was just like,
Zola, he took.
Come on. And the thing is,
and them boys are vital. Why for a long time we can't play? We don't get the ball forward because no one takes responsibility. Everyone then passes backwards and shies away from responsibility. And that's why we can never get out. So actually, sometimes you want that one who's gonna give me the ball, let me try and do it, because actually, if it comes off, we're not up the pitch. And again, it's the same thing why I love Smith Rowe, and that's why I'm saying I'll play Smith Rowe deeper because I need someone who's going to transition me. And Tavares is trying it. So again, I'm not just trying to stick up for him, but it goes hand in hand with what we're trying to do. And maybe the improvements we're seeing is because more of these players are willing to do that. Why did everyone moan at El Nene for? They used to call him Mohamed El Sideways. So Tavares could easily play that ball backwards to Gabriel and say, you take responsibility. Yes, I'm not off the hook. My passing percentage is 100%, but I ain't done nothing positive. So it's that it is a risk and reward. And again, I'd rather a player do what we're doing at the moment and play with a bit more risk. Yes, it's going to cost us sometimes, but actually, this is the way Arteta wants us to play. And sometimes you just have to get behind that. You know?
About the risk thing, one of the reasons why Bruno Fernandes is so appreciated at United, he makes a lot of mistakes, but he makes risky decisions in front of his halfway line, not when he's in like his half.
And Gunner King, forgive me if I'm wrong, but you love that player. You love him for that.
He's not going to take that risk then because he knows it could lead to a goal. His risk is trying to progress the team forward, and it's high enough away where there's some people to clean up behind him. If you've got no people to clean up behind him, you got to calculate that risk.
That's a big risk.
Kick it out. And the inexperience that Tavares showed today. My issue with today is not that we lost the game.
No.
My issues today is that
The manner.
I think our manager made some wrong decisions that could have helped us look a little bit better. Like, I've seen Klopp take off Jordan Henderson, his captain, at half-time before. Arteta would never do that. Like, how is Lacazette going off the pitch before Aubameyang? I know he probably
I agree with that.
He probably might not have been able to get to
well.
90, but I'd rather risk. Like
I felt for it.
I'd rather say Laka go up top as the 9.
Yeah.
And let me bring someone else behind you. Abba, you got to sit down, bruv. Like,
I agree with that.
I think the problem is though is that Odegaard's form is so wrong at the moment. It's so I don't know what's gone wrong with him.
He's
but he's not making any kind of imprint in the games.
I don't think we can look at Odegaard coming in against Liverpool and we're already 3 or 4 down and be like, you know,
he's going to make it impact.
He's looked live. He's made some good decisions as a sub previous to this game. I don't think this was the game to judge him.
What he needs in terms of an opportunity to make a difference or an impact is a start. You know, like, we got to see where that's going to come from. That's going to be difficult. I would have wanted more from him. But I think Lacazette coming into the team has been more, you know, like, that's probably impacted his confidence. You know, it's probably impacted, it's definitely impacted his ability to be on the pitch. So, you know, like, I think, we need to be careful with Odegaard, because if you, what I wanted to say on the show the other day, in World Cup qualifiers, he created 27 big chances. Only Memphis Depay has created more. Like, he's a good player, right? But,
listen, don't get it twisted. We've got a good player here. I just think at the moment his form is not as where it. Whether or not it's
unpopular opinion. Unpopular opinion, and I know everyone's going to kill me for this.
Wait, we're going off sporadic starts and substitute appearances. Like,
I'm not ready. I'm not ready to have a go at Odegaard just yet, man.
No. I'm just saying his
unpopular opinion. You guys might kill me for this. I think, I don't know. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I reckon Saka needs to be benched for the next 3 games. He's shattered, bro. He just needs to rest, bro. I think he's overplayed. He just needs to rest. I
think he was more impactful than Smith Rowe today. I think Saka done all right.
I thought Saka did all right. To be fair, I think Smith Rowe was.
I don't think he did all right. He might have done more than Smith Rowe, but he didn't do all right today. He made some crazy decisions. I remember there was a few decisions where he was on the edge of the box and he made the wrong.
Yeah, but you know, we stop nitpicking, because Mo Salah and Mane got in their positions more than our boys did and made bad decisions as well. Like, we need to just be careful how we criticize.
Football for his age, bro. He needs a rest, fam.
But we say that he's playing 1 game a week. I don't think it's major. Like, I said,
he played the Euros as well, and he was playing 3 games a week last season. Where was his break?
Yeah, but these lot, again, we're not coaches, and they lot will have the best machines and everything that will be able to monitor these players and know when they're in the red zones, know when they're, do you know what I mean?
He's just scared to play level. Pepe. That's all it is, bro.
But again, if you don't play him, then we get beat, we're losing our heads again, innit? So, but I'd with you, like, it should be a bit of rotation in them areas, because again, sometimes you do have to mix it up and surprise the team. Like I said, Liverpool in-game adjusted to me, and again, you would see it. Thiago was actively just dropping deeper and saying, "Follow me here if you want." And if you do, then we're just going to feed Jota in behind you. And one time it worked and Partey got caught. And you remember when Partey had to dart back to try and get goal side. So there's sometimes you do need to make changes and adjustments to kind of throw people off balance. And I wouldn't be against Pepe starting either. But yeah, I think we just need to just relax a little. I'm not saying you lot are losing your head, but I just see a lot of things on Twitter and my phone, and people have kind of gone crazy. And again, this is why I said as Liverpool fans, because to me, the Arsenal that have been turning up to Anfield for the last 4 years have been getting slapped from minute 1 to minute 90.
Yeah,
the scoreline might have been better. Listen, the scoreline might have been better, but we ain't had a kick.
Conceded that goal. I couldn't believe it. I was surprised, actually. I didn't think we'd concede like that, but we did. But guys, look, listen. This has been epic.
Hold on, can I throw this up quickly?
No,
it's quick. It's a good one.
Go on.
He still ain't been sacked. He's undecided after emergency meeting. We pray, stay, please, Ollie, stay till the Arsenal get him. Please. Let Arteta and these boys have a go on Oli before he gets sacked. Let us have a go on him, please, before he gets sacked, boy.
Oh no, that's what I want. That's all I want.
Only 2 weeks. Come on, I need them to qualify for the Champions League, so they keep him there for a few more weeks and let us do what we need to do. Give that a spanking. So
100.
yeah.
Listen, guys, this has been absolutely nuts for a reaction. And what's been good is that we've been undecided or divided to a degree, I would say. But look, listen, ultimately we all as one. We all want the same thing for our team. We want the best.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, man. Flip's sake, today was deep. King, as ever, love. Wicked. Gamza, as ever, love. Nigerian Englishman. Listen, bruh, always blessed to have you on. Oh gosh, some of the stuff you come up with, man. I'm coming to Lagos just for that.
No, but Nigerian needs to go in a sin bin today, bro. He's acting up, man. Bear descent, bro.
He's keeping it real.
Because you love Tavares, don't hate me, bro.
No,
man.
Party boy. Nah, I'm for Arsenal. I love Tierney, but I just want us to just relax a little bit. Like,
yeah, we need
listen. Let's see what happens. And I think, do you know what? Next game we'll see the actual. We'll see the mettle of this team. Yes, they're young, and you know what? We have to get behind them. And I think we'll come good. This is a different squad. I think what we've got here, and it has improved. Lex, it was. Don't ever come around my house again and watch at Liverpool. Yeah,
I think I'm banned.
Yeah, Lex, you're banned, bro. You're banned.
The big X outside the door.
Yeah, man. Turn off the lights next time he knocks.
Trust me,
we're not in. Like,
get down, there was there. Guys, it's been blessed, man. Oh man, listen, it's a 4-0 loss, but you know what? There's been years gone by when I felt a lot worse than I have today. Trust me.
Look at the table and see who's below us.
And do you know what? The teams around us, like the teams that you wanted to lose, lost the weekend. West Ham beat. So no one's pulled away from us apart from the three.
There's no significant movement. So,
Wolves got a bit closer, but United still, West Ham still.
I don't want to hear nothing from United fans. Nothing.
100.
Yeah.
They can't.
100. Guys, it's been a blessed evening, man. Spent my Saturday with my brothers, my Arsenal, my Gooner brothers, man. It's wicked. Monday breakdown, Gamza.
I might have a breakdown on Monday.
What I'm going to do as well is very quickly. I spoke to Potsy, Yash. I'm going to speak to LFC. Gunner King Court. I also wanted to include a roundup. Like I've got people on my TikTok. So I put a post up about United losing. I got people saying, "Oh, you're not going to put a post up about Liverpool." Listen, Gunner King don't hide. Yeah, win, lose or draw, I'm about. Yeah,
Gunner King's a man. Love that. Gunner King's a man. Listen,
you know what you said earlier about wanting to know from their perspective, like thinking if we have improved. I want to know from them, yeah, if they thought that was more of a consummate beating than the one that they gave United. Because I really, no chance.
That's the only thing I'm disappointed. 2-0 would have been probably a more fair result, I would say, not 4. That's my opinion. Anyway, but I 2 would have been a fair result. Even then, I'm kind of.
If Gums is doing his show on Monday, I don't know. I'll try and do it on Tuesday, or we'll see. We'll figure that out. But,
yeah. I mean, you obviously you round up the troops, Gunner, and you know what I mean. You get it. You get the content out. Enough love with that.
Cool.
Everybody. Oh.
Peace, love, and happiness, peeps.
Yeah, Gamza seems happy, man. He's been
I feel lighter. No, Joy is because that Ollie news is just. I'm praying he stays there, boy. I'm praying. If he leaves on Monday, I will have a breakdown. If he leaves before, I will have a breakdown on Monday. But
someone needs to take a photo still of this, right? Because Gamza's got a permanent grin on his face right now.
Yeah, football manager time, innit? My son's gone to sleep. Football manager time, boy. Jesus.
Hey,
and the Baileys. I'm good.
We've got to set up that game. Seriously.
Ordering the games. Twitch streams are starting with me and Gumza.
Yeah, we're doing that. And Canada, you jump in as well, boy. We're on
100. What? I've got to be on that. Seriously. Wicked, guys. Bless. Love.
Yes.
We out.
Yes.